Now before I say anything, I just want to disclose that I am a manga fan. I consume manga, I read manga, I literally love manga, maybe even more than some anime in certain instances. Yet, manga does have quite a big issue, which doesn't really occur in anime, or if it does, it really isn't much of a big deal. And that big deal is narration and pure expedition dumps. So much fucking expedition. Sometimes a mangaka will get way too comfortable just writing out a story instead of, drawing it. Sometimes it can get so bad to the point where you can't even see the actual art on the page anymore. It can even reach a certain level to where I feel like I'm just reading an ordinary book, which I could do, but that kind of defeats the purpose of me reading a manga. I'm here to see good pieces of art, not handwriting. And yes, I understand that a certain amount of dialogue is required, that's obvious, but whenever I see a massive chunk of text, I feel like ripping my eyes out. It's different when it's an important speech or a big moment in the series, but when it's just people talking in massive bubbles, I genuinely get bored and I read it without even processing the words that I just read. And this isn't a problem targeted at one manga in particular, because this is something that can be found in all manga, even action-packed ones like One Punch Man. This isn't saying that manga is bad, far from it. If anything, it shows that the author is really passionate about the series and is trying to fit in as much information as possible within a chapter. But that doesn't excuse the fact that it is a fucking chore to read. Reading a book and reading a manga are two completely different things. Whilst reading a book, you're expecting words, you're expecting to see big chunks of text. That's what a book is. But a manga is supposed to be filled with art created through blood, sweat, and tears, and the dialogue shouldn't block that out. Some expedition dumps can be so mind-numbingly boring that you just feel like skipping over it, but sometimes when you do that, you could end up missing out a really important piece of information. So now you have to go back and read all the boring chunks of text which you didn't want to read in the first place. The entire process can be, annoying, to say the least. But now you're probably wondering, wouldn't this happen whilst watching anime? And to that I say, yeah, it would. However, the anime displays this in a much more digestible format. Because of the moving animation, good voice acting, and OSTs can distract the viewer from the fact that they're being fed massive amounts of information. And some may argue that reading subtitles is just as bad, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that subtitles on part of a screen are as bad as words covering up an entire page. The issue of villains explaining their powers is annoying, yes, but it's far, far worse when you have to read an entire essay in silence just to get a basic understanding which a few seconds of listening can give you. Or maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just lazy. Or maybe I just prefer to listen to voice acting than reading poorly translated words on a bad font. And I know there are other issues within manga like buying physical copies or finding websites to read it on, but I guess those aren't exclusive problems to manga. Since, we all have our fair share of unwanted ads on those websites. I know this video was kind of short, I just wanted to try out a new style of content, so if you liked it, leave a like, and if you disliked it, then degrade me in the comments. But with all that said, I hope you did enjoy, so until next time, make sure to drink your water and get enough sleep at night. Okay, goodbye.
So